And banks exist on the basis of trust. They're really just, don't take this the wrong way, sophisticated Ponzi schemes. And they work when everybody trusts each other. And you get on that iPhone and start sending text messages, and you have the herd panic and stampede. Anybody can go broke.
And there you have U.S. Senator John Kennedy, and he's admitting to you, he's telling you that U.S. banks, United States banks, are just elaborate Ponzi schemes. Are you holding all your wealth in the bank? Opt out now.
I'll show you a Bitcoin dominance update. What we see here, Bitcoin dominance is coming in almost at 49%. And you see on the EMAs, we have this long call. This is on the weekly chart, so make sure that you pay attention to that. Now, we've showed you this before, but look here. We see that the Bitcoin dominance has a technical target because this is a symmetrical triangle right here, and we broke out of it. You see where this technical target actually goes up to? It goes up to almost this downwards resistance, which is around that 59% range. And if we take a look at the monthly chart, what do we see? If we zoom into this price action, we can see that we're just in a bigger symmetrical triangle on the monthly chart. Now, Bitcoin, if we extend this, its apex isn't all the way out to like May of 2028. So if we do see a breakout, we could see a retest of this before we see a bump and run to the upside. If this breaks out to the upside. Now, one thing to know, if you note when Bitcoin hits this top range, what happens? We have a fall down to the floor. This right here was the 2021 alt season. This right here was a 2017 alt season. So where do you want to be at right now? Do you want to be in Bitcoin or you want to be in alts? Well, right now we want to see how high Bitcoin can go. If we come up here by the end of this year, this will be around 55 to 60% range, anywhere in this area here. Now, when Bitcoin gets back up into this area, and if we do get rejected, this is going to be the optimal opportunity right here to diversify into altcoins and ride this down, because just like this was an alt season here and right here, every time Bitcoin comes up then cools off, this will be your alt rally here. So pay attention. The Bitcoin Bros will keep you updated on this as Bitcoin progresses up to the upside. As you see here, we come up, putting in a higher low. We're going to come up. We might come up into this overbought territory, but not too high, but we might put in a higher low once again before ultimately coming back up. This is going to be that alt season going into that 2024-2025 rally before we see another bear season when you want to diversify back into Bitcoin. Keep this in mind.
At the current time it's recording, you see Bitcoin's coming in at 28.6K. And right now, there's a lot of people calling for a $50,000, $60,000 Bitcoin because we had this bear market here in 2022. And now people are calling for a relief rally. Price targets anywhere from 30 to 60K because this similar price action move back here when Bitcoin had the 2018 bear market and had the relief rally mid-bear cycle before then ultimately having that pandemic dump before the ultimate rip to the upside. So will we see a continuation? Well, CryptoCon's given his take. The check-in money flow on the BLX is now the first and only indicator to call for a Bitcoin cycle mid-top. Is the cycle mid-top in? Possibly. However, no other data included on this chain, and some other indicators point to this, some probably unlikely. At the very least, the mid-top is soon. So look here. What he's looking at every single time it crosses over this CMF 0.35 line below. Every single time after a bear cycle within this time range is when that mid-cycle top happens. Every single time. Now, if we zoom in here and go straight up, see the mid-cycle top is exactly there. And we crossed it here back in 2019. Mid-cycle top was shortly after, not exactly that same time frame. We went up a little bit afterwards. Now, looking where we're at right now, we just crossed this. And will Bitcoin be making a move early next week, the first half of next week? Will we be seeing $30,000 to $50,000 within the next week or two? Could we see that? That's a possibility. Mind you, this is probably the weekly chart. It doesn't say here, but we could see this over the next 2 weeks. This is something that you definitely want to pay attention to. This mid-cycle top could be happening, and we could have a cool off back down to the low 20s if the cycle top's already in. Now, there's no guarantee. This is just speculation until told otherwise, but all in all, something to definitely be mindful of. Taking a look at the total crypto market capitalization, we see that we are in a buying opportunity here as well. Zooming out on the charts and looking back and seeing how much appreciation we had from bottoms to tops, $35,000 appreciation. Then we had that 2018 bear cycle from the bottom to the top, about 3,200% appreciation. And there's one line one should pay attention to. The previous cycle tops right here, here, and here. This is what the target where Bitcoin went to. So if Bitcoin goes back up to this green line again after the halving, this will take us up to about an $8.5 to $9 trillion total crypto market capitalization. So at $9 trillion, you'd be looking at a 7.86x. So if Bitcoin does about a 7x from where it's at right now, you're seeing Bitcoin at almost 30,000. Just for number's sake, you're looking at over a $200,000 Bitcoin at this cycle peak if the percentages all stay the same. So note below, this is down at March of 2025. If we have a peak later on towards the end of 2025, say November, this will take us up to almost an $11 trillion market capitalization. So keep that in mind. This is all bullish for crypto. It's an opportunity because as you see in the RSI, we are oversold, overbought, oversold, and Bitcoin right now is just getting ready to ramp up to the upside. How high will we go? Nobody knows, but truth be told, the writing's on the wall that this is the time to accumulate. And Phil B is giving his take as well. The summoning of the bull gods is starting. So what's he looking at here? He's looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour here, and it's looking very similar to this price action way back when Bitcoin was below $10,000. What do we mean? You see we have this bottoming out structure here. We have a bounce up and then some chop. Bottoming out structure here, bounce up, then some chop. From that chop, we then sort of consolidate before we bounce up to make a new high, we consolidate to bounce up to make a new high, and then we fall back off a cliff, and then we fall back off a cliff. So from here, what do? We then have a bounce from that cliff, but not a new high. We have that bounce, some chop, fall down, bounce, a little bit more chop, maybe one more fall down before ultimately springing up to parabolic run. So if Bitcoin springs up, seeing 35,000 could be around the corner. Here's another take from Gert Van Leggen, basically showing a bullish indicator and some Fibonacci extensions. We have the one way, we have the ABC going down to the 2-leg. This is the pandemic dump. And then we have the 3-leg, and then an ABC 4-leg. Then that 5th leg could be anywhere in the range of, he's got 95,000 as 1.272 target, but then a high range of, it looks like over 160,000 for the 1.618 for that 5th leg. Now, will this happen before the end of 2024? That's the question. This could drag out until after that 2024 halving. We could see the peak sometime after that halving event. So this is something to definitely be mindful of. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. And if you want any other exclusive content, go ahead and check the Bitcoin Bros out on our Patreon at patreon.com/Bitcoin Bros. You can find this in the description below. And with that, that's all I have for you today. I'm out.